Hello and welcome to this taste challenge, this midday taste challenge. With the Christmas week, things will be a little disrupted, but not in a bad way, just scheduled disruptions due to expected holiday-related issues. And then I think after the new year, things will settle down for about 6 weeks. And then when college baseball starts, it'll get disrupted again, and I'll have to do double ups on some days when I have a chance. Like today, I'm going to double up, and there may be 2 more before the new year, or even, before the new year. Okay, so anyway, we have here December 20th, 2018, Canadian Crest. And that was introduced in 1987. And if I'm not mistaken, it was 87. Doesn't much matter. And then going up against Rich and Rare Reserve, introduced in 2010, maybe 2011, but probably 2010. No age statement on either one. They're both produced somewhere in Canada by somebody for Sazerac. They're sent to the United States and bottled by Sazerac Company. So Canadian Crest, let's make sure. There's so many I'm dealing with, I can't quite remember. Let's check the copyright on it. Maybe it's 2006, but I thought it was 1987. I thought it was one of the older private label. Some of these are not what I think they are. Like I thought Caliber was a private label. Oh well, must not be, since you can get it at stores other than Walmart. Oh, 2004. Yeah, heck. Let's see if I can edit this while I'm broadcasting it. Wait, I did put 2004. Okay, never mind. So much for that. See, I do so many, can't remember. Okay, well, that's all right. No, not important. And then I'm going to eat some lunch. Okay, so Canadian Crest, it's a dark label. I don't love this label because I don't think gold on black shows up that well. I have a friend, Mark LaRose. He used to teach school with me, and he was always real particular about graphic design, because he used to do that on the side when he was teaching. He would design t-shirts for people and stuff, so he was real picky about that. So he would have said, that's not right, they shouldn't have done it like that. You can't even read that special blend. But anyway, authentic. Well, it's authentic, it's real whiskey. May not be real good. There's the Canadian leaf, the maple leaf, I mean to say, approved by John James. Whoever John James is, I don't know. A distinguished, by whom, blend of choice ingredients compose this delicate whiskey. Enjoy the distinctive experience of this. I can read better than that, but it's so dark and the glare is so bad it's hard to read. The distinctive experience of this Canadian blend. Canadian whiskey with natural flavors. Ooh. So once again, they emphasize the country of origin. Canadian Crest, Canadian blend, then they say it again, Canadian blend, Canadian whiskey with natural flavors. So when Sazerac makes a Canadian whiskey, they want you to realize it is a Canadian whiskey made in Canada, and it comes from the country of Canada and has many Canadian characteristics of the Canadian-Canada experience. Now here's Rich and Rare Reserve. Now they don't overemphasize it here. They just say it once. Canadian whiskey, a blend, okay? And then on the back they say it once. Distilled in Canada in small batches. Bottled in the USA by Sazerac Company of Frankfort, Kentucky. and I saw they had this for $10.99 at Mathern's. So it's like I told you, I think these stores, let's just say it seems like every month that goes by, a different store has it on sale for $10.99. Now you figure out how that happens. All right, the Founders Company. That's another one of those alias names of Sazerac, Louisville, Kentucky. I was talking to somebody today about that. He was saying, "Oh, Foster's, it got sold to oil can breweries." I said, "No." CC, Canadian Crest. I said, "No, that's really not true." I said, "Doug, it's one of those alias brewery names. Oil can breweries is nothing more than, if you drive in front, you can drive in front of the brewery on US Highway 287 northbound, and you'll see a big sign, and it's not going to say oil can breweries. It's going to say Miller. Miller. And I think that brewery was built in 1966, and it's huge. It's in Texas, Fort Worth, on the northwest outskirts of Fort Worth. Maybe within the city limits. It might be on the very edge of the city, inside the city limits. But anyway, so the Founders Company, another one of those alias names. In fact, they use that for the Winn-Dixie. Winn-Dixie Canadian whiskey, a blend, says the Founders Company. Is this the same stuff that they send to Winn-Dixie with a different label? Now, see, this is possible. This is very possible. Alex, the beer master, said, "What's up, Ron?" "Oh, I'm just doing a taste challenge, and I'm going to eat lunch." Okay. And I did some house cleaning today, finished cleaning the house. That was nice. Got that done. Went grocery shopping, got that done. Walked a mile and a half, got that done. Can snap better with my left hand. I'm left-handed. We got some cold weather coming, but it's not going to last too long, I don't think. See, got 43 days left in which we could really have a hard freeze like we did last year when it got to 18 degrees and it busted a pipe on my house. Then the guy across the street that came to help me, he was like, "You got to protect stuff better." And then later he told me, "Oh, one of my pipes busted too." I was like, "Oh, see, even if you protect stuff better, sometimes it bursts because of the cold." But after January 31st, really the chance of it being a deep freeze here is just practically non-existent. Once February gets here, it starts warming up. And even late January. Okay, hey Ron, what are you doing for Christmas? Well, I'm going to visit family. I got invited to a Christmas party last night, and I said, "Hank, I can't make it because I got something else going on." I know he's going to be upset. I went to one Monday night. I went to a Christmas party, and everybody was having a good time. Seemed like they were. And then I got more coming. 2 more coming. I could go to 3, but I don't think I'm going to go to the 3rd one. All right, but anyway, it's, typical Christmas things. All right, but I might do a Dawnbusters Christmas morning, and I'm going to go to Mass. I'm going to go to church this Saturday. I think I'm going to go Saturday. And then for Vigil, for the 4th Sunday of Advent. And then Christmas Eve, I'm going to try to go to that. It's going to be a madhouse. Probably have to stand the whole Mass. It's going to be wild. Crazy. But I'm going to try to do it. And then New Year's Eve, of course, also. That will be kind of bad, too. But that's all right. Okay. Wait, I don't feel bad. You asked. Sorry, just messing around. That's okay. You asked. But you might have meant it in jest, and I gave the whole rundown. Of course, I might go to the Saints-Carolina game. I haven't been to a Saints game all year. The last year I did not go to a Saints game was 1992. Didn't go to any games that year. I watched them all, but I didn't go to any. But since 93, I haven't, of course, been to every game, but I've been to at least one game every year. LSU, I'm doing a lot better because I haven't missed a season. The last time LSU played a football season and I did not go to at least one game was 1981. Of course, many years I've been to multiple games. And maybe, I don't know if I ever went to all the games, but I've been to many. And then Tulane. The last time I didn't go to a game for them was 1991. I don't think I went to any games in 91. I know I didn't. 90, yes. 91, no. But ever since 92, yes. All right. People say, I'm not interested in your college and pro football game attendance record. I believe that. Will these be different one from the other? Yes, I think. I'm almost tempted to buy the Winn-Dixie Canadian whiskey, but I'm not buying that big plastic 1.75 liter jug. They'll have it on sale really cheap, but I'm not buying it. If I could get a 750 glass bottle, I'd get it, but I don't think they even sell it in that. I remember we used to have those Mardi Gras parade parties the Sunday before Mardi Gras, because we used to live on the parade route, on one of the parade routes, and my father would, want to have this huge party, and they did not drink to review and taste challenge and contemplate the products. They bought it to slug down and just. I mean, it was kind of funny in a way, in a sad way, because like my uncle would be like talking crazy, but so they would buy the Winn-Dixie rum, gin, vodka, whiskey. I don't even think they bought the Canadian or bourbon, just the other ones. I don't know. I wasn't examining it. But that's what they would buy, All right. But it probably tastes the same. But here's back to that point I made earlier. I'm not going to go long. I always say that, and I do. But could it be the same whiskey in two different labels? Canadian Crest going to Albertsons and their affiliates, and then Winn-Dixie going to Winn-Dixie? Yes, and I'll give you an example why. Yesterday, I witnessed somebody open a case of crackers. Not going to say where or the context. Or let me say I witnessed him taking the case to do something with it, to put it somewhere. Surefine, Surefine, Topco, common store brand. The person comes back to me and says, look at this. There's 3 boxes of great value crackers in the Surefine case. Now, how did Walmart, great values to Walmart, private label brand, no, correct? So how did 3 boxes of Walmart saltine crackers wind up in the super value case? Easy. They didn't do it right, and they were finishing up the Walmart, and 3 of them went in there. Same crackers, different box label design, okay? There's no other answer than that, right? So could this be that case with the Canadian Crest and Winn-Dixie? I think it's a very strong possibility. Same thing with canned meat and all of that. But I'm not going to sit here and worry about it. I'm thinking about it. Like Nikki said in Casino, did I say I was going to do it? I said I'm thinking about it. Okay. All right. I think the Canadian Crest is going to have more of that plum wine aspect, just like the Albertsons did. This is my assumption. I do not know. I'm about to find out. The Canadian Crest is about $5.99 at Albertsons. I believe that's correct. $5.99 right now. Maybe $6.50, but no more than that. And we're talking $10.99 for Rich and Rare. So if it's a tie, the lower price automatically wins by default. There's no right. Well, default is automatic, right? But there's no argument there. The cheaper product has to win because if the flavor is identical or nearly identical and practically indistinguishable, then you go for the cheaper. Assuming you see them both at the same store, you're not going to drive across town to save 10 cents unless you're really crazy. You're going to spend 30 cents for gas to save 10 cents. But some people actually do that. Penny save and dollar foolish. Hello, says Blake Alfred. Hello, Blake. Good to hear from you. Standard whiskey aroma, meaning grain alcohol, the burn in the nose, cereal grains. It's almost like a box of Life cereal, right? Without the sugar or corn sweetener. Okay, this is Canadian Crest. Why is that? It's got the plum wine and like a yeasty bready thing. I don't know what that is. It's like a honeycomb. like honeycomb cereal. What is the flavor? It's not artificial flavoring or coloring. Okay, it's not that. It's just whatever, like a viewer said, plum wine, plum wine. That's a known thing in Canada. I don't know that. I believe that. I have not seen any documentation to that effect. Certainly, I've seen Canadian government documents that show that they can use wine. No specific type of wine required. Nope. There's an aging requirement. It has to be aged in wooden vessels for so many years, I think. But doesn't matter. Dessert wine, table wine, white, red, rosé, strong, weak. Doesn't say anything like that. Yarn says the sun is shining on Ronald. Yeah, it's really overcast outside. So a lot of times video appearance can be deceptive of what the real lighting is. People are crazy, says Brett. Many people are crazy. And if they're not totally crazy, they're crazy-ish. You know what I mean? Like they orbit around the crazy orientation. So I'm telling you already, this is Canadian Crest, and that's Rich and Rare Reserve. Now, which one's better? And we talk about these things on Alcohol Eggs, the Facebook group Alcohol Eggs. I've mentioned that. I've been trying to mention it because it's interesting, and you might want to join it. People ask me on Facebook, where can I reach it? Well, Alcohol Eggs, that's a good place to interact with me, because otherwise you're not going to see much from me on Facebook aside from a car. Each day I've been posting an automobile, like today a 1979 Ford Thunderbird Heritage. I got a photo of that from a 1979 Ford Thunderbird brochure. And then a comic book that I own. But you might say, I'm not interested in looking at that. Well, I can understand that. All right, so standard and more exotic. Let's go with the taste. You're right, my friend. Marketing. Enjoy the review comparison. Same thing, different package in some cases. Rich and Rare, a little harsh to me, but yeah, I find it's a little harsh myself. And they're talking about how it's distinctively smooth. I don't know how that is, unless it's smooth in a distinct way in the sense that it's not really smooth. It's a harsh smoothness now. Maybe that's this distinction. I don't know. They're saying on their Facebook page, and Rich and Rare, more than any other whiskey, wine, or beer company, they are incessant. Well, maybe Carlo Rossi is the only other. They're like incessant about their postings. At least once a day, and probably more than that. They'll post a photo, a nice photo too. They must have a really good, could just be somebody that works in their office, right? That's good at taking photos with a cell phone, for all I know. But they're really creative. Rich and Rare is really creative with their Facebook marketing, and they'll have nice photos, and it'll say, so why drink something cheap when you could drink something good? And I was looking at that yesterday, and I had to laugh. I said, right, so why would you drink Rich and Rare Reserve? It was kind of comical. And then Seagram's 7 Crown, that's pretty relentless about their postings. They constantly, but sometimes they repeat stuff. Maybe like every week they'll bring back the same posts. But they're pretty good about it. They're pretty creative too, Seagram's 7 Crown, if you like their page on Facebook. And they even have videos, commercials, like a TV commercial that they made, but they're not on TV to my knowledge. They may be. And who else did I say? Carlo Rossi, like endless. It was like endless. And their fan involvement is heavy. Like I had to stop following it because it was constant. Like, oh man, I'm drinking Carlo Rossi sangria, baby, yeah, and it would just go on and just like all day long. These people, you say that's not good wine, that's cheap stuff. Well, maybe so, but they're having a good time with it. And they're really dedicated to Carlo Rossi. So if you get on there and say something negative, they really become irate. This has a plum wine aspect, okay? But interestingly, it doesn't seem to be quite as profound as the Albertsons. Now, could be it's not the same thing in different bottles. And secondly, They may be from different years. They may have changed the recipe, you know, slightly year to year. I don't know. It's not a tremendous difference, but there is a difference. Alcohol, Yorn says, alcohol is a gift from the people to the people. I rest my case. Gift from the people to the people. Actually, in the Bible, it says alcohol is a gift from God to cheer man's heart. Cheer man's heart. And it said wine because, you know, in Palestine and hundreds of years before the Roman Empire, that's what they drank, a lot of wine, but probably other things. But that's in our not Proverbs. It may be in Proverbs too, in Psalms. Now, did it say wine is a gift from God to make people a stumbling drunk? No, because elsewhere in the Bible it warns very strongly against becoming what they call a wine bibber, you know, an old drunk. So there's sort of that ancient philosophical approach. You want to enjoy it, you can have a good time. It's a gift from God. God wants you to be happy. You know, it's not all dour and downtrodden. People have that impression of Christianity and Judaism, or the ancient Judaism. So, but it isn't that. But you have to be careful. Fire, you can cook with fire. Fire is helpful, but it's dangerous, right? Useful and dangerous. And that's the same thing with alcohol. I sure hope that is. I sure not hope that is your old students who are messing with you, Ronald. But then again, they are a bunch of cowards. So who is? Well, yeah, anybody can get on the internet and start that kind of stuff. You can't really pay any mind to it. I was telling Eric Fraunfelter, Thomas Meadow 75, he was upset because somebody was constantly bothering him and complaining and saying ugly things. And he was saying, who is he to say that? Why is he doing that? And Michael Komarov said, just don't answer him. And I said, that's the best advice, because the reaction is the desire, you see. Wine at church to know what I mean. Yeah, sacramental wine. Right. Who is God? Says Yorn, the creator of the universe. Remember what he told Moses, tell them I am that I am. And then the Hebrews would not even say that name. They said, we're not worthy to say that name. I am, the great I am. So they would say Jehovah, an abbreviation. If you want to get in touch with a higher power, you do LSD and don't drink beer, eh? I don't know anything about the drug culture, Yorn, so you're asking the wrong person. Okay, but anyway, let's get back to this. I don't want to get into all this sort of esoteric stuff, and I want to go eat those tamales. All right. And the salad. Which one's better? Okay. It's a tough call, but I think the Canadian Crest is better now. But you like philosophy, right? Yes. I might do a video later today about the Syria thing, with Trump taking troops out of Syria, which, as you would predict, as expected, the American establishment, what we call the establishment, you know what I'm talking about? The New York liberal establishment, the international finance capitalism, American, England, international access establishment, you know. Anyway, so they were angry at Trump for pulling troops out. Well, naturally, because they don't want to dismantle this great empire endeavor that's been going on for 157 years, but and longer. But we're talking about in the American regards, the United States, at least since 1861. But I understand that people say no, it's longer ago than that. But that's another video, so let's not get too deep into that right now. But I may do it later today. So, but I'm a little shocked didn't expect Canadian Crest to win, although I had a backdoor feeling, like a background feeling in my mind that it could happen. Hey, Ron, have a wonderful day. Talk to you later. You too, Alex. I know people are busy. They have to work and whatever. So I'm going to call it. This is Canadian Crest, which I think is the winner. And it's definitely the winner since it's more than $3 cheaper per bottle. It is Canadian Crest. It was no kind of challenge. This is twice in a row now I've guessed it on aroma only. So either I'm a great reviewer, which may or may not be the case, or the even more likely scenario is that they're not that similar in their flavor and aroma, and once you get used to them, you can tell them apart pretty easily. And I think that's the answer. You can probably do the same exercise. I'm back in work as a cook, and I live back, and I'm back where I should be. Okay, a cook. I like that job. I used to be a fryer, a fry cook. Fry, yeah. I was actually offered a career doing that, actually in management for a big company. But I said, nah, I didn't go to college, so I could do that. But I could have done it. I would have done well, I think. But yeah, Rich and Rare is just a little grain oriented. It's just a little too straight grain oriented. Now, it probably would appeal more to the bourbon drinker, the straight bourbon drinker, because it's down that road. No, it doesn't have the char. No, it doesn't have that strong wood, but it's in that sort of direction, okay? The Rich and Rare Reserve. Now, the Canadian Crest is more in this kind of off the track direction, which might bother people about Canadian whiskey with all these strange brandy, rum, bourbon, wine flavors added up to 9 point whatever that percent is, which can really affect the flavor. To me, as a benefit, I think it makes it better, but some people would say, no, 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 no. That's okay. To me, it's a more interesting flavor. So you never would think a store brand would win, but it did. An alleged store brand, because I've gotten burned already saying that Caliber was a private label only. And there it is on the liquor store website, not affiliated with Walmart. And not the first time that happened. All right. Well, anyway, if you get on the Sazerac website and try to look up either one of these brands, you're not going to find them. You will not find them. But you will find Rich and Rare Reserve on Facebook. They have their own page, and you can even make a video and post it to that page. Photos, whatever. They'll let you do it. They don't mind. All right, so that's it. Clear winner once again. So I think there may be another one tomorrow afternoon. Maybe tomorrow afternoon. No. Oh wait, I forgot something going on. What am I thinking? I can't do it tomorrow afternoon. So yeah, I don't know when. I don't know. I still want to keep the same number per week on average, even though they'll get bunched up. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. All right, well that's all right. That shouldn't be too difficult. Just sitting down with a calendar and trying to figure it out. So hey, well, Canadian Crest wins. Not by labeling. Their label's kind of substandard, if you ask me. Ain't too great, but it's what's inside, and what's inside is a winner today. Hey, how about that? How about that? You got to do a little bit better job, Rich and Rare Reserve. Thanks for watching the video production.